São Paulo, Brazil. Home to the legendary Interlagos, the Brazilian Grand Prix circuit. And the FIA World Endurance Championship returns to Interlagos after a 10-year absence for the 90th race in the series, round 5 of the 2024 season. The huge crowd, as ever, knowledgeable, passionate and enthusiastic. Tens of thousands of fans taking the opportunity to meet their heroes up close.
Thank you.
With over 100 drivers in the race, it took a convoy of trucks to take them round the circuit to greet the fans on race morning.
Get to the top,
And the Brazilian carnival spirit was very much in evidence as we approached race time. In LMGT3, pole position went for the second time this year to the Iron Dames Lamborghini. Sarah Bovey's lap in hyperpole absolutely shattering. And in hypercar, Toyota once more rose to the top. Kamui Kobayashi claiming pole position for car number 7 in a Toyota front row lockout. The charge to the first corner from Toyota's 40th pole position. Mike Conway leads the field. Huge lock-up from Brendan Hartley. He goes off in the centre S's. The very first moment he hits the brakes. Tyres not warm enough yet. He comes back on just in front of the Porsche of Fred Makoviecki. That was a massive get out of jail for Brendan Hartley, but it is still a Toyota 1-2. The Cadillac in 4th place of Earl Bamber with the blue nose, right behind Will Stevens after a great start in a Hertz Team Jota car from 7th on the grid. He's up to 5th position, and everybody made it through, but Brendan Hartley just too late on the brakes, and he ran out really wide. On board Will Stevens, down the inside. There's the Cadillac on the right. He's trying to grab 3rd, can't. And that will become 4th place now as the Toyota comes back in front of the Porsche. On board with the number 50 Ferrari, the Le Mans winner, Nicolas Nielsen, but contact there in the first corner. Between the two Alpines, positions swapping. Oh no! Paul-Luc Chatin, the end of lap 1. Tyres still cold. LMGT3, everybody survived in this category as well. There's Sarah Bovey, the pole sitter, already racing away from the white Porsche of Alex Malikin, who's got the 2 United Autosport McLarens that qualified 3rd and 4th for company. Then the red BMW, Darren Leung in 5th position. He's holding off a big queue of cars. Francois Heriot down the inside of Darren Leung for 5th position. The Frenchman in the Ferrari qualified in 7th place, but he's having a great start to this race. Behind this BMW as we ride on board with Darren Leung, the British GT champion, is Tom van Rompuy, showing his nose in the yellow and black machine. He's looking for a place. Further back, the Aston Martin, the dark blue car. This is Ian James, the heart of racing Aston, all over the back of the 46 BMW, and that has been started by Ahmed Al-Hati. Long queue of cars for 4th place behind the blue-nosed Cadillac of Earl Bamber. There's about 8 cars in the queue waiting to try and make a move. Into the centre S's, Josh Cagill on the inside of teammate James Cossium. This is for 3rd place in LMGT3, the 2 United Autosport McLarens, and Cagill squeezes back up to 3rd where he'd qualified. On board here with Yasser Shaheen in the Manthey EMA Porsche, tries to go by Darren Leung, but clatters Tom van Rompuy as well in the Corvette. All 3 cars going off. Now, who has got damage? They're all coming back on. Tom van Rompuy at the top of the picture. Oh, goodness me, Earl Bamber in 4th place, only just avoided the Corvette. And it's going to take them a moment to get back up to speed as the hypercars come through. There's Yasser Shaheen in the orange and black Porsche. He's in front of Earl Bamber, and Bamber now under pressure from that queue of cars behind for 4th place. They're all going very slowly. That's Christian Reed in the black and gold Mustang. And there, Yasser Shaheen in the orange and black Porsche. Looks like he hasn't got too much damage. Through goes the Hertz Team Jota car and the Porsche as well. I'm sure the stewards will want to talk to Yasser Shaheen. It looked like a very ambitious move. Meanwhile, Nick Nielsen with Philip Hansen behind. This is the battle for 8th place. Everybody at this stage trying to be very protective of their tyres. This is a very abrasive track surface. Oh, and trouble with the 777D Station Aston, the 83 Ferrari trying to go around the outside, and more trouble. Thomas Floor in the centre S's facing the wrong way. What happens here? Full course yellow. Floor closest to us, and Takeshi Kimura in the Lexus makes contact in the S's. Around goes the Ferrari. Another one for the stewards to look at, but that's pretty cut and dried, isn't it? Thomas Floor passing Claudio Schiavone's Lamborghini, taking back one of the places he's lost. Looks like the 54 Ferrari is still in a raceable state. Race leader Mike Conway creeping away from teammate Brendan Hartley, who's still in second, nearly 8 seconds clear now after 18 laps. Expecting 38 or 39 lap stints from the hypercars. This is a relatively short lap. Has he done too much though? Is he destroying his tyres? Only time will tell us. Blue-nosed caddy of Earl Bamber still leading Will Stevens, and then the Porsche of Lawrence Vantor with the white roof, Antonio Giovinazzi behind. We ride on board with the 50 car in the next queue, and there's Giovinazzi looking around the outside. Vantor will show him the curb, gets his elbows out, defends his line. That was all entirely fair. Look here, Giovinazzi around the outside, but Vantor using all the track, making sure the Ferrari has nowhere to go. Earl Bamber under pressure now from Will Stevens for 4th place. The Cadillac, the only car to qualify in the top 4 in the last 4 races, but they are struggling here with tyres. Will Stevens goes around the outside. He's up to 4th position, and there are lots more rivals that Bamber will have to try and hold off.
Yeah, we've got half the set, obviously the medium compound, half the set from quali, and then the hard on the right. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's playing their cards to see which way we can make the strategy work. Obviously, we haven't got enough tyres to make the end of the race to go new all the time, so it's a compromise. But hopefully it's going to pay us back later.
Oh, more trouble for Thomas Floor again at the centre S's. What's happened? Contact with that Yasser Shaheen. Looks like it. The two of them have come together. Oh, yes. That was a hard hit, and that was the race-leading Toyota that nearly got collected by the Porsche. The Ferrari's still going. The Porsche's hit the Ferrari. The Porsche's hit the number 50 Ferrari. Number 6 Porsche, Lawrence Van Tor. He's off track. On board with Van Tor, that's Will Stevens. Oh, he runs into the back of the Jota car. He's on the grass. Well, contact, bits flying off the Jota car, and the Porsche is definitely in trouble.
We got the front right puncture, we'll box a box, we'll go for right hand side tires and fuel.
Change the front nose as well, I think.
Battle for 11th in replay. René Rast in the BMW going around the outside of Neil Jani's Proton Porsche. Wow. On board with Mick Schumacher in front, Robert Kubica in the 83, the yellow Ferrari. They're in the middle of GT traffic and he's trying to find his way through. The Ferrari opens the door. He's going to go the long way round Claudio Schiavone's Lamborghini, and that just blunts Schumacher's attack. 4th place battle, Will Stevens in the Jota car. Antonio Giovinazzi, the 51, came on the inside of the LMGT3 Aston Martin. Here's the view from Ian James. Oh, goodness me, that was close. But the Ferrari had to go off track to make the pass. Darren Leung under pressure for 9th in LMGT3. Hiroshi Koizumi around the outside. Too late, too high, too wide. He goes off, so he drops to the tail of that little group. His teammate Tom Van Rompuy in the other Corvette is right there. He goes past. Look again. Koizumi sends it very late. He's too high up in the dirty bit of the track and goes right off. Comes back on. Looking back from WRT BMW of Darren Leung, they knew they were going to struggle on tyres. Ryan Hardwick goes past him in the Mustang with the turquoise nose. Tom Van Rompuy trying to go the long way around the outside, and he manages it in the Corvette. And they are queuing up to have a go at Darren Leung's red BMW. Race leader right behind, trying to pick a way through this cleanly. Never easy for the fast cars in Hypercar. They've got to find their gaps. Josh Cahill with Francois Heriot now. This is for 3rd place in LMGT3, and Heriot having a stunning start to the race. Tyres on the right-hand side of these cars get the hardest wear. He's using tyres from qualifying on the right-hand side, but he still makes the pass. Up to 3rd comes the Ferrari. First round of stops for LMGT3 inside the first hour, so they can't quite make it an hour on fuel. Fresh tyres going on the hard-worked right-hand side of the Heart of Racing Aston.
1 minute stop and go penalty on car 91 is confirmed for a contact with car 54.
And this is what happened from the view of Mike Conway. Yasser Shaheen just missed times to move on Thomas Floor and just missed the leader. Race leader in LMGT3, Sarah Bovey will stay in the Lamborghini. And again, right side tyres only. '99 Proton Porsche Neil Jani and Nico Muller in the Peugeot 93. This is just outside the top 10. But Nico Muller making the move. He goes around for 12th position, and his teammate is not too far behind in the 94 car.
Car 12 has a 30 seconds stop and go penalty for forcing car 6 out of the track and for causing a collision with car 6.
Hypercar pit stops underway, Ferrari coming in. Oh, the 94 Peugeot released into its path. Oh, look at this, that's very poor indeed by the Peugeot team. Cota's Will Stevens serving his time penalty. And as soon as he spent 30 seconds at rest, he will be released by the team. Away he goes, back into the fray. Lloyd Duval in the 93 Peugeot, just ahead of Jean-Carl Vernet in car number 11, the Isotta Fraschini. Fresh off finishing Le Mans at their very first attempt. Isotta looking even more competitive here. Duval having to put in a hard move on ex-touring car race Vernet to get by in the Peugeot.
Number 5 behind you, change 2 tires. They might be a bit quicker with the new tires, but target is to let them behind us. Keep them behind us.
Battle for Antonio Giovinazzi to try and keep the fresher tired Porsche behind. Porsche's just fitted right side tyres. Oh, down the inside, a change for third. Good pass from Fred Makovici, gets by Antonio Giovinazzi. And Mako goes on the inside at turn 8. Topsy-turvy race continues. Mick Schumacher up to 7th now in the Alpine. Earl Bamber down to 8th from 4th on the grid. Nick Nielsen in 9th from 8th on the grid. The yellow Ferrari ahead. Robert Kubica still got Phil Hansen's gold Porsche behind. Lots and lots of changes. And a lot of the balance of power changing with tyre management. And they're all catching this squabble for the lead in LMGT3. Sarah Bovy in the pink Lamborghini ahead of Alex Malikin. Robert Kubica flashing the headlights on the yellow Ferrari. He goes through into the Senna S's, frantically wave blue flags to let everybody know there's a queue of quick cars coming. Sarah Bovy ahead of Alex Malikin, just by inches. And this could be changing their battle for the worst. Michel Gatting can barely watch. Schumacher under real pressure now. The Alpine got held up coming onto the straight. They're 3 wide down to the Senna S's. The Ferrari goes by, the Porsche goes by, the Ferrari goes off. Mistake by Nielsen. He'll drop back. Well, he'd moved up 2, goes back down the snake having climbed the ladder. Kubica under pressure still. Earl Bamber is with him now. Bamber starting to recover some places as that Cadillac's tyres still hold up. He goes underneath the Ferrari. The Porsche trying to go round the outside. That's the number 6 car of Lawrence Vantor, Mick Schumacher, and then Nick Nielsen right behind. Frantic stuff in Hypercar. Everywhere you look, there's a battle. Vantor down the inside of the yellow Ferrari. Kubica struggling on tyres, and Nielsen goes by Schumacher behind. Pass after pass after pass, and we're still only an hour and a half in. Serving a drive through the 51 Ferrari, Antonio Giovinazzi, one of a group for full course yellow infringements. It's been a relatively trouble-free race so far in terms of stoppages. Lead battle in LMGT3. Sarah Bovy under real pressure. Alex Malikin going the long way round the outside of the Iron Dames Lamborghini. She's slower off the corners. Looks like they're struggling on tyres. And the Porsche, the championship leader, is in front. Attacking for 6th place in the Porsche, Lawrence Vantor, the red and white car, down the inside of Earl Bamber's Cadillac. And don't forget, Vantor, that number 6 car, has had an extra pit stop because of the puncture and the contact with Will Stevens. This is a great recovery drive from the Porsche Penske team. Classic Interlagos pass. End of the long straight, tucks down the inside into the Senna S's.
Car 7 has a drive-through penalty for a full course yellow infringement.
Mike Conway into the pits to serve the drive-through. He was nearly 20 seconds ahead of Brendan Hartley. That's not enough. He will lose the lead to Toyota number 8. Nobody has won from pole position so far this season in WC in either class. Will that continue? Brendan Hartley leads. It is still a Toyota 1-2. Replay coming to the Senna S's. Lawrence Vantor down the inside of Antonio Giovinazzi. That was the pass for 4th place. And this is how it looks on board. Change of lead, Mike Conway, Toyota number 7 right there, ahead of Brendan Hartley once more. He'd had a 20-second lead over the number 8 car, then served his drive-through penalty. Hartley got in front, but Conway had been catching him fast and has now gone by. Something is wrong with the number 8 Toyota. He is struggling.
Okay, Brendan, currently we're thinking of shortening the stint.
Yeah, copy. We've got no time left. Where go?
So we need 9 more good laps, mate. 9 more.
Not what Brendan Hartley wanted to hear. They are running out of tyres in a hurry. Ian James in the blue Aston Martin, right behind him Maxime Martin, going through the gap the Toyota created on that Aston Martin. He picks up 3rd place in LMGT3. 3 wide in Hypercar behind Kubica, Nico Muller on the inside of Julian Andlauer, and Mick Schumacher on the high line. Lock up from the Peugeot of Muller. And look at Schumacher, tucks on the inside. Schumacher now at the tail of this little group. Robert Kubica at the front of it in the yellow Ferrari. He's in 9th. Challenge for 2nd place. Fred Makoviki's Porsche on the inside goes through past Brendan Hartley. They've just lapped the number 12 Jota Porsche, but it is Porsche in 2nd. Toyota now down to 3rd. Climbing the hill. And here, the extra grip of the Porsche allows him to hang on the inside in corner 14. Challenge for 5th, the blue-nosed caddy of Earl Bamber. Right behind him, Phil Hansen in 38 from Hertz Team Jota. Can't get through there. We heard from Alex Lynn how the Cadillac team are soaking up the punishment early on, and now that's paying off. Look, Bamber with more grip goes through on the inside of the GT Porsche to take 5th. Pit stops in LMGT3. There's Sarah Bovey. She's strapping in Rahel Fry. Full tank of fuel, and it will be a full set of new tyres on the Lamborghini as well. Most of the field will come in for their stops now. If they haven't already, trouble. Robert Kubica spinning in the middle of that group. Don't forget, he was in 9th place, head of a group of 4 cars. Looks like his tyres have finally given up on him. Well, no damage. Here's Kubica. Andlauer right behind him. Oh, there was contact! Julian Andlauer going into a decreasing gap. Triggered that.
All okay, Robert?
Right, no. Keep it right there. Very right. Yeah.
So cold-blooded, Robert Kubica. After all that drama, just as cool as a cucumber. LMGT3 race leader in the pit lane. This is Alex Malikin. His stint is completed. He hands over to Joel Sturm. And does that mean that the Iron Dames will come back in front? It's going to be close. No, the Porsche is out first. So they maintain their lead. They are the championship leaders. Iron Dames won in another championship last weekend, their first victory of the season. Can they make it 2 out of 2? Lamborghini also, of course, with their hypercar program. There's Danny Kvyat, and he's chasing Mick Schumacher, encouraging for both Alpine, Schumacher and Lamborghini, both looking competitive here inside the top 10. The Alpine, a brand new hypercar this season, as is the Lamborghini. Oh, trouble! This is the 55 Ferrari this time. 54 car of Thomas Floor has been in the wars. But in 55, Simon Mann, Matteo Cressoni moving over on the racing line, hadn't passed the Ferrari cleanly. I think he might end up with a penalty for that. In the pits, Toyota number 7. Well, this is a scheduled fuel stop, but also they have got major dramas.
Radio loud and clear. We need to repair. We have a fuel problem. Stand by for now. Prepare tyre 2. Tango 66.
Nick de Vries had just taken over the number 7 Toyota, and driver change here for the 50 Ferrari as well. Nick Nielsen is out and Miguel Molina rejoins the race. Nielsen debriefing with their Michelin engineer about their tyres. And Ferrari, like most teams, using the red sidewalled hard tyre as well as their mediums. It seems that Toyota can survive on the mediums. What about the Peugeot? Red sidewalls as well. That's on hard tyres.
I think we definitely picked the right tires, but I think many others were on the hards as well. So it's not only that, but definitely one of the main factors. And then I think the focus of practice, where we really try to sort out the race balance, pays off for the moment. But then you never know. Obviously the race is still very long, more than 4 hours, so anything can happen.
Anybody's race here in LMGT3. Right now, 5th place is the Lexus, ahead of WRT's BMW, United Autosports McLaren, and the 81 Corvette in 8th spot. Still a tight battle for the lead as well, just 5 seconds behind the leading Porsche is the Iron Dames Lamborghini in traffic. There's Michelle Gatting.
We are still in the contact. Now Raël, I hope she can manage a bit better with the information we had, and it looks like she has a very strong pace compared to the other cars. So we are in the fight. We made quite a big gap to quite a lot of cars. So I think we have everything to play here. Yeah, finger crossed.
All arms and elbows in the battle for 5th place. Amanda Harty getting a run around the outside of Esteban Masson. He's in the 87 Lexus. They're going 3 wide. Is he going to be 4 wide? Harty goes high, wide and handsome around the outside. Esteban Masson can't hold him off, but he is holding up Rui Andrade. Harty a little wide down through turn 2 to 3. Here comes the Ferrari Hypercar to add a little bit of spice. Is he going to get through? Only just. Watch the Ferrari way off track. Ooh, that's a heart in the mouth moment. Shamil Acy attacking Neil Jani. LMGT3 leading Porsche right in their way, and that held up Neil Jani's Porsche. Here comes the Alpine. This is only for 14th, but it's super intense under brakes. Around the outside goes Milesi. He's trying to squeeze Jani up to the apex. Gets the line. Through he goes.
Okay, you're doing well. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully we'll get through soon here. Gap behind is growing, 29.3.
Approaching the halfway mark here in Interlagos, and the number 8 Toyota looking like it has everything, running very comfortably, but the number 7 did until it had a technical issue, so nobody is guaranteed a clean run. Manthey Pure Racing leading in LMGT3 from the Iron Dames, but the gap there much smaller. Oliver Rasmussen in number 38 from Hertz Team Jota, chasing the Lamborghini for 8th position. Eduardo Mortara in the lime green Lambo. And here comes the Porsche. He has been catching, but this is a much better showing from the Lamborghini.
We're still learning a lot about this car. It's not easy. We are already in a mix in a way, but we always want more. So also me, I'm pushing these guys really hard, and sometimes I'm really hard on them, but I hope they understand, and one day when we are on that podium we can look back at this and smile.
Andre Lottero's number 6 Porsche in the pit lane for regular service. They are still out of sync with the others, but coming in from 3rd place. Could be a good race for them still. Oliver Rasmussen deep down the inside of the Lamborghini for 7th position. Smiles on the faces of his teammate Phil Hansen and the engineers as Hertz Team Jota move up ahead of Eduardo Mortara in the Lamborghini. Second place, Rahal Fry under pressure in LMGT3 from Daniel Mancinelli in the heart of racing Aston Martin. The Aston has come stronger and stronger as the race has progressed. Both these drivers in their second stint, they've got fresher tyres on the hard-worked right-hand side. Fry's are new. Mancinelli's ran through qualifying on the car as well, so a few more laps in it. Ferrari number 50 hitting markers as it runs around the outside of a GT battle. We saw the 51 doing this, and Ferrari number 50 also really in the danger zone. Lapping traffic is not easy. 83 Ferrari in the pits, AF Corsa giving it full service, clean screen, fresh tyres, full fuel and driver change.
Try to change a bit of strategy and anticipate the pit stop, which I think was a good call, but unfortunately FIA tapped BMW, so yeah, we got drive through, and the biggest issue is, if I'm correct, we are like this lap down, so yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately.
Leader in the pit lane, exactly at the halfway mark. Number 8 Toyota of Ryo Hirakawa stops for routine service. They're ahead of Porsche and Ferrari, with Peugeot in 4th at this stage. Encouraging stuff for the Peugeot team. Halfway in, 118 laps, over 550 kilometres raced in what has largely been all green running. In LMGT3, Manthey Pure Racing starting to stretch their lead ahead of the Iron Dames and the heart of racing Aston Martin. United Autosports McLarens both having a very good race, as is the Acodis 87 Lexus. 36 cars in the race and all still running. Here's the three-way battle for 9th. Paul Di Resta into the pit lane. So too Nick De Vries. Charles Malaysi carries on for another lap. Oh, look at De Vries. Whoa, monster lockup as he comes down to the pit speed limit line. Really gained on the Peugeot. That's what you call an in-lap. Well, as long as he was down to 80 Ks as he crossed the line anyway. Routine service for the Peugeot. Red sidewall Michelins. They're on hard tyres, but yellow sidewalls. Toyota still on mediums. The Toyota's able to make those mediums last, where others are having to use the harder tyre because of the abrasive nature of the circuit. Mediums on the 51 Ferrari as well. He's in for service. Here comes 50. These two cars have won once each in WEC races. Both have won Le Mans. Ferrari, incredibly, have not won any races other than the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This is their second season. Stoffel van Dorn looking at the timing screens in the Peugeot garage. This is an encouraging performance for the updated Peugeot. Mikkel Jensen under pressure from Miguel Molina. But on the inside, the gold Hertz Team Jota 38 of Oliver Rasmussen gets by the Ferrari, who counterattacks immediately on the exit of the corner. Fantastic close racing. They're still side by side. I think, though, that the Porsche has the slight advantage. Jenson Button standing and watching in the garage. He'll race the 38 car later. Right now, though, it's an all-Danish battle. Mikkel Jensen in the Peugeot. Oliver Rasmussen does look like he's got more speed in that Hertz Team Jota Porsche.
Okay, so let's be sensible here. Remember, we still have to do a full stint on these tires, and the front left has to do another one. So don't burn the tires. Copy. I agree, we need to pass him, but let's be sensible. We should pass him on the long run.
Miguel Molina with that battle. Look on the outside, going round the GT car. That's problems for Eduardo Mortaro in the Lamborghini. He lost traction. Through went Mikkel Jensen. Replay here of Andre Lotterer going off. This is a change for second place. Number 6 runs wide. Through goes Michael Christensen in the number 5 Porsche. So the two Porsche Penske Motorsport cars have swapped places. An error in traffic costing second place. Mantor, Kevin Estre, Lotterer's teammates watching on. Jenson Button getting ready for a pit stop, I think. So is he coming in? There is Oliver Rasmussen all over the back of Mikkel Jensen still. Gets a good drive up the hill as they come out of turn 12 during Chao. And now he's going through. Smiles from Phil Hansen. Trouble for the Iron Dames into the pits from second place, and coolant steaming out of the car. Well, they continue, they've fueled it, they're putting tyres on, but Michelle Gatting is bailing out in a hurry. Is it coolant? Is it fuel? I think it is coolant. It looked very hot indeed. They're pushing the car back into the garage. Is that the end of their race? Race leader in LMGT3. Joel Sturm handing over to Klaus Bachler with a little over 2 hours to go. They will have to make at least one full stop and maybe a splash towards the end.
Tire deck is quite hard on this track, so in my stint I really tried to manage the tire as good as I could, and I think I found quite a good rhythm with it. But yeah, so far it's not looking not that bad. Of course, other cars are also strong, but I think we built a bit of a gap. Of course, a bit unlucky for the Iron Dames. But now we have even more gap, so for us it's looking quite okay for now.
Championship leaders looking strong, but it's the end of the road for Michelle Gatting and the Iron Dames. They've yet to claim a podium this year. That's their second retirement. Valentino Rossi taking over the now second placed 46 BMW from Maxime Martin. The doctor as huge a draw here as everywhere else. Relentless racing still in Interlagos. This is Charles Milesi in the Alpine. Little lock up at the apex as he goes inside the number 20 BMW of Robin Freins. That's a change for 14th place. The sister car just outside the top 10.
It's quite good at the moment. Ferdinand and Charles have done a mega job. Yeah, we are currently P6, but our rail place, it's more P10 with the pit stop, you know, but we gain position stint after stint, and it's still 1 hour and 40 minutes to go, so we'll try to continue to push on to be in the top 10.
Three-way battle for 9th place. Further down the queue in LMGT3, Ben Barker with the turquoise nose to the Mustang. Behind him, the black and green D-Station Aston Martin of Erwan Bastar, and Sean Gelael in the 31 BMW from Team WRT. The BMW really is struggling for tyres here, and they've got ballast on the car, which is not helping. Gelael doing his best, though, to try and wrestle a top 10 points finish. Jenson Button helmeted and ready for mighty 38 from Cota. There's the number 12 car, the sister car, in 6th position. Now into 5th place, goes by the 93 Peugeot. Norman Nato on the inside of the Ferrari, Mikkel Jensen the outside, and the shorter route wins. Battle for 5th. On the left of your picture, a 4-time world champion Jose Maria Lopez. Coming in underneath him, 9-time world champion Valentino Rossi in the BMW. The Lexus driver, a 3-time world touring car champion and outright world champion with Toyota. But it's Rossi who's got the speed up across the start line and down into the Senna S's. He goes through up to 5th place for the 46 BMW. Inside the final 2 hours, comfortable lead for Rio Hirakawa in the number 8 Toyota. Even more comfortable for Klaus Bachler at the head of LMGT3. Mike Conway back in the number 7 car after missing Le Mans because of injury with Brendan Hartley. Watching the progress of the race leader number 8 as they come in, and the number 7 car climbing into the top 10 after its delay. A little delay on the right rear, but fresh tyres going on to the Toyota, still on the mediums, and coming back out in front of the number 50 Ferrari. Sebastian Buemi in the number 8, and Kamui Kobayashi ready to take over number 7 for the final run. Replay here of the number 6 Porsche. Kevin Estre going down the inside of the Alpine of Charles Milesi. Another classic Senna S's pass. Oliver Rasmussen brings mighty 38 into Hertz Team Cota to hand over to Jenson Button. This is one of Jenson's favourite tracks. It's at Interlagos that he scored his first ever points in Formula 1, where he became world champion and where he won his last Grand Prix. In from the lead as well, the number 5 Porsche Penske 963, Matt Campbell taking over from Michael Christensen. Could they win here? Damage to the right rear of the tail section. That's the bit that's missing. So a little additional delay in their stop. No delays for Manthey Pure Racing. They lead from Heart of Racing's Lamborghini. And look at United Autosports. They qualified 3rd and 4th, and they are running 3rd and 4th with 90 minutes to go. Klaus Bachler going long on fuel. Alex Riberas will have to stop sooner. Alessandro Pierguidi in the 51 Ferrari, 3rd place ahead of Matt Campbell, just got into the number 5 car, and Jenson Button is right behind as well. So it may not be long that the Ferrari is hanging on to 3rd place. Matt Campbell is definitely looking to try and find a way around.
Think about your tires. We should consider double here, especially if stuck.
Okay, so for info, gap is 52 seconds. We are considering to cover car 6 on strategy in case there's a safety car, so we're thinking to come in about 8 laps.
Battle for 11th, Robert Schwartzman's yellow Ferrari around the outside. Dries Van Tor in the BMW. Schwartzman tries to close the door a little too late. There was contact, but they both hang on. Dries Van Tor goes through. Still one more place, though, to even get a point. Take a look here. Schwartzman just couldn't hold the line. In fact, the tail of the Ferrari broke away. 3rd place battle, still the 51 car, hanging on. And still, Matt Campbell in Porsche number 5 trying to find a way through. They're coming towards the end of this run on fuel, but they will have to use these tyres. Inside the final hour, is this the last stop for Porsche number 6? Off fuel schedule with everybody else. Will they get enough in to go? Toyota covering off the danger, as we heard, in case there's a safety car. They stop a little early. 50 Ferrari still out there. 51 is in the pit lane though. Callum Eilert, this is the number 12 Jota car. He's just left the pit lane and he's gone off on stone cold tyres. Oh dear, just couldn't get the car stopped or turned and hit the barriers backwards. Bounces over the curb, really a passenger at that stage. Unfortunate for Callum Eilert. And the rear wing drops off as well, so he has to be careful coming back in. Heading into the pit lane, Callum Eilert, the Hertz Team Jota number 12 car, looking a little bit like the Peugeot before it gained a rear wing. He has to be very careful, much less traction, so he's braking nice and early for the speed limiter. Antonio Fuoco in the Ferrari around the outside. Kamui Kobayashi in Toyota number 7. That's a change for 8th place. Kobayashi still using the medium tyre and having the grip to go around the Ferrari the long way. And there was the error that cost the Ferrari traction onto this straight, and Kobayashi pouncing immediately. In the pits from 2nd place, the 93 Peugeot of Jean-Eric Vergne. Now, they may not finish on the podium, but the car is looking competitive here. Klaus Bachler in for the final stop for Manthey Pure Racing, and they leading comfortably in LMGT3. He's just got to avoid dramas in the final half an hour. Kevin Estre ahead of Matt Campbell. The Porsche's 2nd and 3rd. And that's after number 6 had a puncture and an extra pit stop early on. Astonishing strategy and driving from the number 6 crew. They are the best behind the Toyota.
There was this full course yellow that actually kind of put things back in order because we were offset, and so the timing was kind of perfect to pit in, and then it put us in a sequence where we just had to pit at the right moment. And and then with a quick car, we came here. We were not so happy with the balance or with the car behavior, but we improved it, and I think it paid off in the race, and we make the tires work well. So we're P2 now, so hopefully it stays like that, because then it's a good operation for the championship.
Battle for 13th place. Stoffel Vandoorne in the Peugeot, Sheldon van der Linde in the BMW, and Earl Bamber in the number 2 Cadillac. The car that qualified 4th, that had a good run going, but it's just come unravelled through the race. BMW not going to get points with the number 20 car. Peugeot with the 94, they'll be out of the points as well as it stands. But Earl Bamber trying to fight for every inch of tarmac with just a little over 20 minutes of the race still to go. Great move around the outside. You can take him out of the points, but you can't take the racer out of Earl Bamber. Here's the view from van der Linde's BMW. He keeps it tight on the apex. Bamber still drives around him. 94 Peugeot, Stoffel Vandoorne under pressure from Earl Bamber, goes outside, inside, 10 down to 11, there's contact there. Oh, and a big weave from the caddy as Bamber recovers. Through goes Sheldon van der Linde. So Stoffel Vandoorne losing 2 places there. Strong race for 38 from Hertz Team Jota. Jenson Button in 4th place. Alessandro Pierguidi trying to catch but failing in the Ferrari. This is a really good result. Good strong run from the 38 car. They've only scored points once this season. They were 9th in Le Mans. Their only other finish was 11th place in Spa. Full course yellow. It's been a very green race so far, but there is a bit of debris that needs picking up. Replay, what are we seeing? Jenson Button slowing for the full course yellow. Alessandro Pierguidi leaving it to the last possible moment. You see his lights flash on as he gets onto the limiter. He really closed up on Jenson Button, and that's how you do it. Jensen was being conservative so as not to pick up a penalty. Pierre Guidi was being aggressive to try and pick up a place. We're about to go back to green. They get the countdown to 0 at the same time. You saw the flashing lights go off and Jensen Button holding off Alessandro Pierre Guidi. This is for 4th position. Replay of the battle for 15th. Gianni trying to go the long way around the outside, but the Peugeot with the inside line will take the position cleanly, as long as Gianni gives it back. Robert Schwartzman chasing Paul-Luc Chatin. This is just outside the top 10. Schwartzman coming on strong in the Ferrari in the final few minutes. Moves up a spot. The Alpine can't quite hang on. Very encouraging race though for Alpine. This is only their 5th outing with the new car. Jensen Button in 4th, into the pit lane. 5th place, Alessandro Pierre Guidi is now 4th. Behind him, Kamui Kobayashi looking to take the place away from them down the inside of the Ferrari into the centre S's. A little rub as he makes enough space to get through. So suddenly, the long-time race leader is back up to 4th. Button has got a stop-and-go penalty to serve for a technical infringement in the final 5 minutes. There is Kobayashi coming down the inside and leaving no room for arguing with the Ferrari driver. I'm taking the place. Sayonara. Kobayashi inside the 2nd place car in LMGT3, Ian James. Here's the battle for 4th in LMGT3. The 59 United Autosport McLaren just ahead of the 46 BMW from Team WRT and the 55 Ferrari, making it 5 different brands in the top 6. Such variety across both classes. 50 Ferrari Hypercar trying to find a way through as they race towards the checkered flag. Ryo Hirakawa, Brendan Hartley with him, heading into the pit lane with the crew of the number 8 car. They are rolling out their final lap. Toyota will win the 90th World Endurance Championship race as Top Flight Sports Car Racing returns to Interlagos and Sao Paulo for the first time in a decade. Incredibly, the number 6 Porsche, after the early delay, will be second. Both Penske cars on the podium, but it is victory for Toyota number 8. They claim the win in Sao Paulo. The 5th different team to win in Hypercar this season. And Toyota becomes the first team to win twice in Sao Paulo. Victory number 2 coming just 12 years after its debut win here. They struggled early on, but the number 8 crew bounced back. And that is Toyota's 2nd win in 2024.
I think we had a good weekend. Obviously the 1-2 in qualifying and winning the race. It's only our first podium of the year for the number 8, so somehow deserved it, I guess. But yeah, a shame for car 7. They had a great car. They were fast today, and still good that they were able to recover to P4, I guess. So, but yeah, it was good to finally, nail the weekend with no issues.
Win number 2 of the season for Manthey Pure Racing. Victors in the opener in Qatar. To start the first half of the year, they win again in Brazil, and that is their 4th podium finish. Only Le Mans let them down so far this season. And 5 different manufacturers have now had podiums in LMGT3 in 2024. That's as many as in the entire GTE history of World Endurance Racing. Sebastian Buemi, his 25th WEC win, more than any other driver. Toyota Gazoo Racing, car number 8, claims their trophies. They are victorious here in Brazil, but Porsche, with 2 podium spots, continue to look very strong in the championship. First and 4th for Toyota helps them in their battle for the manufacturer's standings. Porsche have a slender advantage. This will continue all the way to Bahrain, and the Drivers' Championship battle is likely to be just as intense. Toyota, Porsche. The Toyota in 4th place ahead of the pair of Ferraris. So Ferrari losing out here in their battle, but Manthey claiming victory in LMGT3 ahead of the heart of racing Aston. And United Autosports 3rd and 4th finishing where they qualified, their best race of the season so far. Just 3 cars failed to make it through to the checkered flag in Brazil. We race next in North America at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Round 6 of the FIA World Endurance Championship is bound to be a scorcher, and we will see you there.